Good morning, everyone. This is Tony from Her Homestead Skills, and I know I have been a little bit lax lately about putting out videos, but we seem to be going through some difficulties here in Canada lately, and to me some things just seem so very trivial and other things very, very serious. And of course, I'm very concerned about current events and don't quite know what to make of it. We're just going to have to see where that takes us. Personally, I don't think it's going to get any better very quickly. But bear with it. As well, I've had to get new glasses. I lost one of the lenses in my glasses, and so went to get a new prescription. I probably needed a new prescription anyway, and new pair of glasses. And to me, these always take some getting used to. Glasses, anything with any weight to them gives me headaches. They're anyway, getting used to them, getting accustomed to them, and hopefully they look okay. Anyway, I did manage to take some time today to review my channel, even though I have not got to respond to all the notes that people have left. Please keep leaving notes and hopefully talk to each other, even if I can't talk to you. It's always good for people to communicate with each other. I did notice. Well, I noticed I had a mention from Sean from She's in Her Element, and that was rather surprising to me. I don't really have a tremendous amount of communication with other channels. I know that some of them do tend to get together and support each other and talk to each other and even get together personally, but I think I'm mostly too far away from most other people with channels, so I tend to be fairly alone. Anyway, she did mention my channel, and apparently they were doing a answer 12 questions, get to know you a little bit better, and I thought, yeah, there's no reason in the world why I can't do that questionnaire, and I believe it was started by another lady, and I will post the 12 questions at the end of this video. And beyond that, I'm supposed to pick 3 other websites to challenge them to answer these 12 questions, and they're fairly easy, so I'm not saying that it didn't take me a few minutes to go through the list and see how I could answer them. I mean, some of them did take a minute of thought or two. But anyway, okay, the first question on the list is pretty easy. What are your 2 favorite ice cream flavors? And my favorite flavor, ice cream cake, it doesn't matter, is always chocolate. And the second one would probably be a little bit different than what most people are familiar with, and it would be an Italian type gelato, which basically means ice cream, but it is different. It's more like a sherbet, and that would be a lemon flavor. So whenever I have Italian ice cream, I will do a mixture of the chocolate and the lemon flavor together, and that is like super awesome. Unfortunately, I don't get down to the neighborhood where I can get gelato very often anymore. Used to quite a bit as a child, but not so much now. So I would say that chocolate is definitely number 1 on the list. The second question is, what is your favorite flower? And I'm like, do I have a favorite flower? I love so many of them. All flowers are beautiful. But I guess if I had to pick one, it would be the red orchid flower, and that is the one that you see on my channel is a red orchid flower. It's an orchid cactus flower, and they do come in other colors, but the red is just amazing. And that picture there that I have of my red cactus orchid was actually grown in, I grew that myself, and I was just amazed at how beautiful that flower is. Beyond that, perhaps rhododendron flowers are absolutely gorgeous. I did grow those in my yard under pine trees. Rhododendrons love acid, or the acidic type soil, so they grew beautifully there. And one year when we had a thaw, probably when we shouldn't have, I believe it was a January thaw, it flowered. And I'm like, oh no, so it's not going to flower in the spring now. But it did give us a beautiful flowering early. And of course, lilies are beautiful, roses are beautiful. It's too hard to say what is my favorite flower. They're all gorgeous. Okay, question number 3. If you could have any animal as a pet and cost was not a factor, what would it be? Perhaps a little unusual. I would love to have a falcon. I don't know if at this point in my life that would be a pet that I would know how to care for, but as a youngster, I've always wanted a falcon. So, yeah, bird of prey. What is your favorite dish to make when you have company? Well, being Italian, it would be completely homemade lasagna, and that is with homemade sauce, with homemade pasta, the way my mother taught me to make it. So a homemade lasagna with veal cutlets and a salad on the side. And to me, that is just the perfect meal. That's the upbringing for you. Okay, what is your all-time favorite movie and why? I have a few of them actually, but I am going to name one that might be a little bit of a surprise to most people, and it is called Heaven's Gate, and Al Cimino, I believe, was the director. And why? It was a great story, and it had awesome actors, starting with Chris Christopherson, and and apparently it was a flop when it was first put out, which I don't understand at all. It's an awesome movie. I could watch it over and over and over again. And it is a 3-hour movie. And what is okay, for question number 6, what is your favorite book or book series? And I would say that currently it would be the Outlander series, but I have been an avid book reader in my time, and there were times that I would, as a small child, go to the library every Saturday and come home with as many books as I could carry and read them all, and exchange them the next Saturday. So I have enjoyed quite a series of books. I love mythology, and perhaps that's why the Outlander series is of bit of interest to me, because while it does have a bit of the extraordinary in it, such as time travel, so perhaps that is part of the reason. And the other part of the reason, of course, is that it's a very in-depth, quite well-written story. She's a good writer, and so yeah, that would be the current series of books, but I love all books, and I have quite a wide range of different types of books, and when I did move, I threw out half of them, but I've been accumulating them all over again, so yeah, lots of good books. And religious books are also very much of interest to me. Favorite fictional character and why? I can't even answer that one. I have no idea who my favorite fictional character is and why. When I was a child, I used to like Pippi Longstocking, and she was just such an outrageous character. So, but that was from a 10-year-old's perspective. Today, I have no idea. So, What is your favorite thing to grow in your garden? Well, my favorite thing to grow is tomatoes. I cannot have a garden without growing tomatoes, and it doesn't matter, even if I didn't have a garden, I would find a way to grow tomatoes. So tomatoes are it. Most of us have done a seed inventory at this point. What seed do you still want to buy? Well, I have pretty much all the seeds I want. If anything, I guess I would like to buy more pea seeds, because I didn't have a very good pea harvest last year, and I only have a few seeds. They're probably enough, but I would probably like to grow a lot more peas, so I may like to pick some of those up. What are the top 3 activities you look forward to every year? Well, gardening is number 1 on my list. And I would have to say that gatherings with the family in the summertime, where we're all outdoors and just having a good time and having a good meal and just getting together with the family, especially in the summer, I always look forward to that. And the third thing I think would be just to take road trips with Mark, even like for weekends at a time. I love to do that. If you end up someplace even only a couple of hours away, it's still different, and it's a change of pace from what you do on a day-to-day basis. What is my favorite hot beverage in the winter? Tea. Tea with milk and honey. I do have a cup of coffee every morning as soon as we wake up, and for the longest time, tea would bother my stomach, so I couldn't drink it anymore. And then I just found this loose leaf tea that just doesn't seem to cause me any issues, and I'm back to drinking 3 and 4 cups of tea this winter with milk and honey. So, next question. If you woke up and there was snow on the ground, what would be your preferred activity to do? Go back to bed and wait till all the snow's gone? But that's not an option. So, I guess read a good book, watch a good movie. For about 15 years there or so, I don't know what the exact time frame is, I would make quilts, and I became obsessed with quilt making during that term. And now I'm not too, I would spend 12 hours a day making quilts, and now I can't look at one. For that too shall pass, and I will probably go back to making quilts again at some point. But today it is more of I'm not a winter person, I'm not a snow person. Shoveling the snow was one of the activities I would do, but mostly hide from it. I hate driving in it, so I tend to stay indoors. Even when it snows and there's snow on the ground, I wait till the trucks have cleared most of the snow off the road and it's safe to drive before I go out in it. So yeah, not a fan. Okay, so that would be all my questions or responses to the questions that were put out. And perhaps you've got to know me a little bit better now by the way I've answered those. And the next thing I have to do is use a hashtag. The hashtag is GailQuestions22 with this video. And I'm also asked to name 3 different channels and challenge them to answer these questions. And if they choose to, that's great. If they don't, well, that's fine too. But there is already a fair list of people that have responded to this challenge, and it is one way for us to get to know a few other channels that we probably never would have heard from or never been aware of. And so you get to know them a little bit. And the first one on my list is Miss Debbie Sims, and she's got a very small channel. She is one of the sweetest Southern ladies that I've ever met, and I would definitely love to take a trip and have a cup of tea or coffee with her in some Royal Albert mugs. We're both fans. But yes, she is a sweet lady, and one of my first subscribers. I wouldn't say the first, but one of the first. And so she's always on my mind. Okay, and Debbie, yes, we'd like to get to know you a little bit better too. Okay, second one would be an unusual little lady, and her channel is called Homestead Homemaker. And this little lady just blows me away how much time she spends cleaning up after her children and her husband and her little farm. And right now she is in the process of building a home. And they had built their first home on their own as well, on their piece of land, and it was a very tiny little home that they have as a family all lived in. I think there was a boy and a girl, and her husband, and now they have a baby, and they've got the cutest little children. And yes, I think I saw her the first time on Bobblehead Homestead, where they had gone out to help build this homestead for Bobblehead, and you'd have to look into that yourself if you had any interest. But yes, there was quite a crowd of people that went out to help put this home together for this gentleman, who's also a pretty interesting character himself. Anyway, she's an interesting lady, and so I'm going to challenge her to this, and hopefully when she has time, because she certainly has her hands full. Okay, and my third choice would be Never Alone Homestead. And this is a woman on a homestead in North Carolina, and it does appear as though there's quite a few channels that have homesteads in North Carolina that are on YouTube, but that's fine. This woman is she grows food, she cooks with recipes, she raises animals, cans fruits and vegetables and meats, makes jellies and jams, and really big on vegetables and gardening and building on the homestead. And I find her very interesting as well. So that would be my third choice. So look forward to hearing from you three ladies if you're willing to answer these questions. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this. This is Tony from Her Homestead Skills. I will put a list of the 12 questions at the bottom of this video so that you can just do a copy paste. And what else? Oh yes, and of course use the hashtag GailQuestions22 if you choose to follow through with this. Okay, have a great day. Bye for now.